Hey guys, hey YouTube, it's Zen Maiden and welcome back to my channel. Thanks for joining me here on my journey from gastric sleeve to gastric bypass revision. That was done November 11th, 2021. And also I had a vitrectomy ERM procedure on my right eye that was done on March 2nd. So I'm going to give an update on both and just tell you guys what I've been up to. So since I last saw you, my eye is looking a lot better. It's feeling better, and it's not quite as swollen up and crazy as it once was. It looked quite alien for a while. Um, the procedure itself was not painful, and it was a little annoying, but wasn't painful. So anybody who's looking to have the procedure, don't be worried about the pain. And I am the biggest pain hater in the world, right up there with the top ones. So don't be afraid. If you need to have it done, just do it. Don't wait. I had it start last June. I got the cells that were gathering on back of my retina, obscuring my central vision, and it made my vision go way down. So I was having problems at work. That's how I noticed it, and then I ended up going to 3 specialists and consulted them each to find the best one who would work for me and one that wasn't too far from my home so that I wouldn't have to go through any rigorous travel after surgery. So luckily, I had it done at a local medical center here by a very good ophthalmologist and a retinal specialist here in my area. So anyway, I'm a little over 2 weeks post-op on the eye, and it has some red on the top up here and down below the eye, but pretty much it's cleared out. Little tiny bit of redness left. So I'm excited because my vision is now 20/50 in that eye, which is a great improvement over what it was. There is a possibility it can come back in the next 3 to 6 months, so they told me to keep an eye out. So trust me, I will be watching. So I'm hoping that it'll get back to at least where it was before all this started. Isn't it fun getting old? Not so much. So the other thing I want to give you an update on is my stats on my weight. I started my surgery at, I believe I was 221. My highest regain was 229. So I had lost a few pounds before surgery, and now I am at 189, and I'm a little over 3 months or a little over 12 weeks out, 13 weeks. I'm not really counting. But my loss is slow. It was pretty fast at the beginning, but it slowed way down. And so now I'm just taking up walking with the arthritis in my feet. With the injections, I'm able to walk. So I walk with my daughter almost every day. We go between 1.5 and 4 miles, depending on time. Usually it's time because I try to walk during the day on my lunch hour. So we can only walk maybe 1.5 miles in that time. So that's what I do, and then if we have weekend walks or we walk after work, then I can go farther and get more exercise in. I've also been working out a little bit on my arms and doing some light weights here in the house, doing stretches, yoga, that kind of stuff to keep myself stretched and feeling good. My clothes are getting baggy. I can tell on my pants they're like baggy, and I've already have some that I've grown out of. It's not a huge loss so far, but I'm working on it, and I know that eating less is important, and I don't eat all day. I do take 3 meals or a shake sometimes in the day as well. I use the Fairlife protein shakes. I'm also taking the UpCal-D calcium, 3 packets of that every day, multivitamin, the usual. So as far as my experience with the gastric bypass so far, I have to say it's pretty much been outstanding. My plumbing, everything just feels so much better than it did with the gastric sleeve. I can't even really put a single finger on it to explain it to you. But I feel a lot better. I have more energy now. Of course, time's moving on. But as far as the food digesting and everything, it's a lot easier. It's a lot easier for me to get my liquids in because I can drink a whole bunch at once. It doesn't stop me like the sleeve I had. It turned into an hourglass. So when I would take 2 2 or 3 gulps, it would like stop, it would like sit there, get stuck, and then I'd have to wait for it to go down. So I just thought that was normal and lived with it for 10 years, as well as having the GERD, which was horrendous. And so I don't have any heartburn. I was taking pantoprazole acid reducer for the first month or so, and I've kind of just reduced that as well because I really don't need it. I do use stool softeners, TMI, 2 to 3 a day with the fiber caplet, which is Citracel. I chew it with water and drink it down. So those things help keep regularity moving, and it's super important when you've had weight loss surgery to not get backed up in any way, because you do have a blind loop, and it can cause development of bacteria that are unfriendly, and you definitely don't want that. So I have had relatively little nausea. I get small bouts of it if I try something like even a keto chocolate, too much chocolate, keto chocolate that is, like more than a few bites. If I even attempt to eat like a sugar-free this or that, sometimes it just doesn't agree with me. But otherwise, pretty much most food does agree with me. I've had steak with success, and we went to a Japanese restaurant. If you guys follow me on Instagram, we went and celebrated my daughter's 32nd birthday there, and we had a really great time, and I was able to eat pretty much everything they cooked. Obviously, you don't eat very much, and if I had not split the dinner with my husband, I would have had enough for probably 5 meals in that one box from the Teipan-style Japanese restaurant. But all in all, that's all good for me. I don't have any complaints about sharing a meal or eating a fraction of a meal. I just, I kind of wish the weight would fall off a little faster, but I can see there is some difference in my face, and, my clothes are getting looser. And so even though the pounds aren't flying off, which I kind of hope they would, given my age, my doctor told me that it's unlikely that it will just fly off. So I'm just going to have to wait it out and keep working the program and doing my exercise, keeping moving, keeping limber, and feeling good. I mean, that's the bottom line. It isn't, I guess, so much about what the scale says, but how we're doing along the way. And I can't help but jump ahead and say, well, okay, well, in 7 months, how will I look? How will I feel? Will I be, at my goal? I don't know. It might take a long time for me to get to my goal. But I'm going to readjust the goal as necessary. Right now, I've kind of had it set at like 134. But on the other hand, if that doesn't look good on me, if I don't feel good, then I'm not going to do it. Or, willingly. But we'll see how it goes, and we'll see how I look, given my advanced age. So for all you guys out there who are on the fence, having the gastric bypass has really changed my life. Again, I feel so much better. And if you have a lot of weight to lose, I would highly recommend it. I had a lot less weight to lose than some people, only about 89 pounds. But it's still a lot of weight for me. And with the sleeve, I lost about 70 pounds, got down to around 175-ish. Never could get lower, no matter what I did. So I'm hoping that this will do the trick and take me down past the 170s, past the 160s, past the 150s. And then we'll talk about getting into the 140s, 130s. Yeah, so that's what my goals are. My body might have other ideas, so I'm just going to have to be prepared for whatever it is. And I know it's not always easy to accept what your body decides, but it wasn't for me to experience it last time. But if anyone has any questions about the gastric bypass experience, I'd be happy to share with you any specific questions. Anyway, like I said, I'm feeling really good, and I would do it again in a heartbeat. Surgery itself was quite easy, in my opinion. Far better experience this time than last. The sleeve surgery for me was horrendous, and it was not only very uncomfortable, but very, very nauseating. So this time, again, I asked the anesthesiologist for pre-treatment for anti-nausea and to please use a different anesthesia where I wake up feeling good, and that's exactly what happened. He listened. I woke up feeling good. I needed a heating pad on my tummy. I had some soreness. I took some pain meds for a couple days while I was in there, and then when I went home, I took maybe a couple of pain meds at night, once or twice, and then that was it. I didn't need them anymore. No need. If there's no need, I don't take them, so that's how it goes. As far as the eye recovery, I had to do drops in my eyes 3 times. Two of them, actually, there were 3 drops, 4 times a day, a steroid drop, an antibiotic drop. Those were 4 times a day, and then I had a drop to dilate the pupil. For whatever reason, I had to put that in twice a day to prevent something scratching or whatever. And I did wear an eye patch cover that you may have seen in my Instagram photo. I did wear that every night. I taped it on with like a big X. And that way I didn't touch my eye by accident, or a cat didn't land on my head or whatever. So it's all good. So my next steps are just going to be keep following the plan. I'm going to have a little salad for lunch. I really love eating peppers now. I grill them or saute them in the pan, and I add a little cheese, and they make a fantastic breakfast or lunch. And then I'll slip in a protein shake, most likely once a day, and then have like a little something for dinner, whether it be a vegetable soup with something, a cracker on the side, or, a piece of 3 ounces of hamburger, something, turkey, whatever, fish, shrimp. I don't seem to have a problem with any of it, although I haven't really done much chicken, because they said chicken causes people problems, so I just figured I'd just stay away from it for a while. And that's okay. I do eat a lot of tofu and a lot of vegetable proteins that are, like fake meat, so to say. And I enjoy those a lot because they're easy to digest, and digestion is king. Another thing that might be helpful for you guys is I was told to get a 60 billion probiotic, because I did discuss in one of my other videos what I had experienced post-op from the overgrowth of bad bacteria. So in order to restore my flora and to keep it healthy, I use a 60 billion probiotic, and I got it on Amazon. And I take one day, I open the capsule and just put the powder in my mouth. It doesn't taste bad, and it's all good. So that's it for now, guys. I hope you're having a great day and have an amazing weekend, and I'll talk to you next time. Ciao.